Welcome to Winning with the Burns, a podcast for highly ambitious people who have a burning desire to learn what it takes to win at a high level. Hey guys, thanks for joining me again today. Today I want to talk about becoming an entrepreneur, what that looks like, and a little bit about what that entails. You know, so many people, especially nowadays, it's gotten to the point to where a lot of people want to start a business. They want to be their own boss. They want to create their own schedule, and they want to control their own paycheck. So becoming an entrepreneur, to me, what that means is a person who solves people's problems at a profit. So starting off becoming an entrepreneur, one thing to make sure you have a great mindset about is I create my life. Life does not happen to me. I create my life. So many times people give excuses about, well, I would be further down the road if this would happen. Well, if this circumstance didn't happen, I could be here, I could do that. See, when you become an entrepreneur, you have to own everything about it. See, I've been an entrepreneur, I've been a 1099 person for the last 18 years. And I've seen so many times in my life where momentum has slowed down is because I kind of got off track with some of these things I'm going to share with you today. So the first thing you have to do is to create a routine. You know, whatever that routine looks like for you. You know, there was an admiral that was speaking at a commencement speech, I believe, and he was talking about starting with a win for the day, and he talked about making your bed up. Just making your bed, a simple task of making your bed. And what he was talking about was you felt this sense of accomplishment when you did that one task. So creating a routine. See, people create a routine because if you're in a routine, you can predict the results. If I have a routine, I can predict what results are going to take place. So whatever that routine looks like for you, you've heard me talk probably in the past about doing something physical, whether it's the gym, going for a walk, being outside, you know, whatever that looks like. Some people have what they call outlets. If it's meditating, I like to listen to podcasts. I like to read. I work out. I go outside. I do some things. It's very easy to get off track and get out of that routine. But here's what I have found. When I'm in a routine and I'm just focused on that routine, trying to win the task, I'm not trying to win the day. I'm just trying to win that hour. I'm trying to win what I set out to do in my routine. What I have found is my mindset is so much better. I get so much more accomplished in my workplace and in my personal life as well because I am in a routine and I'm sticking to it. So don't let life happen to you. Create the life that you're looking for. You want to make sure that this is my routine, I'm sticking to it, and make sure whoever is surrounded with you, whether it's a spouse, significant other, and even your kids will catch on to your routine as well. My little 6-year-old, he always asks me, Dad, can I go to the gym with you? Dad, can I do this? So he's starting to see a routine like that. He's wanting to get involved in a routine. He don't know what that means. He just thinks it's cool because I get to go with Dad in the mornings. So a lot of things are caught with people that you surround yourself with, and I'll get into that here in a minute. But also, after you create the routine, then you got to set your goals. You got to set your goals and what you want to accomplish. See, a lot of times I think that people miss what they want because they really don't know what they want. They're just like, oh, I'm starting this business. I'm going to do this. Like you need to be very specific when you're setting your goals. And, you know, a gentleman that I listen to on a podcast, he talks about your standard. You know, my baseball coach, he just got his 600th win for high school, which is a very prestigious group of people at the top. I think there's only 13 people in the state of Georgia that have won over 600 games. And his motto for the baseball team is the standard is the standard. You know, because if you have a standard, then that you'll strive to it. Sometimes you have a goal and it's easy to fall short and say, well, I missed that goal. But let's talk about the goals real quick. And you've heard this acronym. If you haven't, you know, hopefully you'll take some notes, but a lot of people have heard this acronym. It's talk about setting SMART goals. S, specific. Be very specific in your goals. You got to know exactly what you want, because if you don't know exactly what you want, how do you know if you even get there? So be very specific. Your goals have to be very measurable. Make sure that whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, it's something that you can measure. It's got to be achievable. Don't have this crazy, BHAG goal, Harry Audacious goal that you can't even get to. But it's got to be very achievable and realistic. You got to be very realistic with what your goals are and what you're starting. And it's got to be time sensitive. You got to have a date. I want to be an X amount down the road, or X amount in income, or I want to help X amount of people by this date. So SMART goals. Make sure you have your standard in your life to where that you live by a certain standard, because you'll always hit your standards. You're going to fall short of your goals. It's human nature. It happens. But if you set a standard in your life, you'll always hit that standard that you strive to. Get out of the fear. There's a lot of fear out there. Fear of controversy, fear of what people might say, fear if I fail. You got to get over that fear if you're stepping out into becoming an entrepreneur, because fear will set in every moment you wake up being an entrepreneur, because it's all on you. It's all on you to create your life. So go ahead and get over the fear, because you will get over it. And it kind of goes back to that routine is fear comes. Every person that wakes up that's an entrepreneur, every person that wakes up really even with a job, they have a certain fear. But how do you overcome that fear? Is having a routine, having your standard, and then you're like, oh, I know I can overcome this fear because I know what to expect. See, fear is very normal, but how you handle fear, how you handle adversity when things come, that's the difference between the people that get to the next level and people that just kind of hang out and never get to the next level. Is because they handle their fears, they handle adversity a lot better than most people don't. Always be learning. Always learn. Whatever field that you're going into, always be learning. Look for things that you can pick up. Always invest in yourself. I think the best thing we have now with the internet is social media, to where, you can near about Google anything and find a topic. Like if you want to change out a light bulb on a car, you can Google it. There's a video on how to. Like there's all types of stuff out there that you can always be learning. A gentleman told me years ago, and I was working with him, and he told me, he said, Jonathan, the moment you sealing out and you feel like you've learned everything there is to know in what you're doing, that's when you need to get out. He said, because you'll never progress further in that field if you think you know everything. So always be learning, invest in yourself. Make sure you're investing in yourself from a time standpoint and learning the business that you're getting into. Surround yourself with like-minded people. That's such a big thing. The old cliche is show me your 5 closest friends, I'll show you where you'll be in the next 5 years. That is so true, because, when you step out into the entrepreneurship world, there's a lot of people and naysayers that will tell you, I can't believe that you're leaving your job. I can't believe you would do that. I can't believe you would do that. There's a lot of naysayers. So you have to be careful who you share your dreams with, who you share your goals with, because not everybody's going to clap for you. Not everybody's going to want you to win in that field. Not everybody's going to want you to win. So make sure you surround yourself with like-minded people that have your back, have your support. Because here's the thing I know is if you have people on your side, you can accomplish anything, because then you have encouragement instead of discouragement. It's tough being an entrepreneur. There's so much crap that comes your way every day you wake up. But if you have a support system of people you can lean on and people that can continue to encourage you, hey, remember when you told me you wanted to be here? Hey, remember when you said you wanted to do this? Hey, remember when you did that? That's the difference in talking and sharing your dreams with people that don't have the same mindset that you have and people that do, because they're going to encourage you to get down the road, because they're going to tell you, hey, you might be winning, but you're not improving. So you never want to be satisfied with just a win if you're not improving. If you're not improving down the road, you got to be improving in your field. So it's very easy to get that head fake of thinking that you're winning if you're not improving. How do you know if you're improving? Is sharing ideas with like-minded people. And here's the thing also is never quit. If you step out on faith and you really want to become an entrepreneur, the only way you're going to lose is if you quit. So continue to push down the road because there are going to be obstacles. See, winners focus on opportunities. If there's an obstacle, that's an opportunity to them. But people that fail, they look at that obstacle as a distraction. Well, I can't do it because of this. I can't do it because of that. See, winners focus on that obstacle as an opportunity. How can I make things better? How can I overcome that? How can I get through that? See, that's what a winner's mentality looks like. Somebody that's not willing to give up, someone who's not willing to quit. And see, top players, top high achievers, they absolutely just hate losing more than they even like winning. So find the win in your business. Find the win of the day. Find the win of the hour, and then go get one more win. Stack up all these wins, and I promise you, you'll wake up down the road and you'll say, you know what? I'm so glad that I bet on myself. I'm so glad that I didn't listen to naysayers. I'm so glad that I have become the type of person that people want to be around, and I get to choose who I get around and who I don't get around. Because when that entrepreneurship takes place in your life and you really become that entrepreneur, there's few and fewer people as you get seasoned in becoming an entrepreneur that can actually have good conversations with you, because nobody knows what you've been through. You know, our CEO says it best. He says, nobody can measure your heart. I can't measure your heart. I can't measure if you want it or not. But if you stay in the game, being an entrepreneur long enough, people will know what your heart is made of. So you can share ideas with people, and people can meet you where you're at, not where they want you to be. So go out, never quit, bet on yourself, go out and crush your dreams and crush your goals.